Hey everybody, NWA Prepper here, and today this is my second attempt at talking to you about something I think is really important, and that would be cleaning your firearm. So I'm not doing anything crazy today. It was pouring rain when we were shooting earlier, and we didn't do a lot of shooting, but it did get wet. So what I want to talk about is, do you know what all the parts to your rifle are? Do you know how to take care of them? Do you know how to put them together? Those are all things that I think are very important. And there are some people I know that, for instance, my favorite gun tool, there are some people that don't know how to take apart their rifle. Now, is it important? I think it's very important to know how to do it, to the point that most of the members of my group have all built their own firearms from parts. Now, I don't mean like 3D printed them or anything, but they all built them, or most of them. I guess we have one that hasn't yet. And the reason is, if you put it together, if you build it from parts, then when you have an issue, you know, or have a better idea of what's going on or how to handle it. It's not a big deal. But if you don't know about it, if you just put it together, you shoot it, and every time you have a problem, you take it to the gunsmith, then you're not going to know how to change the extractor if it's doing something wrong, or you're not going to know what to do if your bolt breaks or your firing pin breaks, or how to get to that little guy underneath there. You're not going to know that. And those are all important things. So I encourage you, go take a class. If you have someone in your group who's the gun guy, and most groups have that guy that is the guy who builds all his own stuff, or he knows all the tricks and tips and all that stuff. We'll find them. Brand new. Guess what I forgot to do? Forgot to take that off. So find him and go spend the day with him. Learn from him. Practice. So if you're lucky enough to have a team gun guy that does all that, you need to learn it. If you own a firearm, in my opinion, which is just my opinion, you need to know how to clean it, how to completely break it down, and how to put it back together. It's not a stump the chump thing. It's not to prove that so-and-so is smarter or better at something than someone else. It's because if you are going to put your life on the line with it, if you're going to trust this to defend you, you need to know it inside and out. You need to know how to work on it yourself, how to not have to depend on somebody else to take care of it. Now, there are lots of things that I don't know how to do. I would be lying if I told you there weren't. But my MBR, my main battle rifle, I know how to take care of it. I am not an expert at it. There are guaranteed those of you that know better than me. And that is totally awesome. I'm excited for you. But if you don't know how to take your firearm down to basic parts to at least field strip it and clean it, that needs to be a goal that you need to do soon. The tools required to do it are usually very minimal. Well, literally, the platform that I'm working on, that's the only tool that I'm going to use, is the tip of that bullet. And I don't use a lot of fancy equipment. I use some lint-free towels, which I was out of today. I use some cleaning solvent and some oil. And then I have a silicone cloth that I use to take the time to learn it, take the time to practice it, so that when something breaks inside there, you know how to get in and take care of it. You're not reliant on taking it to the corner gun shop when you can just take it and field strip it. And even if all you're doing is part swapping is better than nothing. Just the other day, I had a buddy who got a rifle and had one of the springs. Of course, he'd had this rifle for a long time. One of the springs inside it, the trigger group, had messed up. And all we did was we took that out and put a new one in. Totally nothing fancy. One out, which was already broken, and replaced it with a basic mil-spec trigger. And that's the best he'll ever want, or most likely. He's not a big time shooter, but knowing how to do it was wonderful. I was confident on doing that, and because I've been uncomfortable before working on my firearms. You got to be willing to break it every now and then to be able to put it back together. Simple as that. It's not a stump the chump thing. It's not a I'm better at this than so and so, or I'm better at this than you. It's none of that, because that's certainly not the case. It's just a matter of, I want to know how to take care of my stuff. I want to know what my parts are, my basic parts, and I want to know how to basically clean them, or even just swap them out. And I have extra parts in my truck, extra parts in the house, extra parts in my gun bag, lots of extra parts in my shop. You need to know what that is. You need to know how to take care of it. You need to know what to do if it's broken. I'm done griping. I hope you guys have had a great day. And if you don't know how to do this with whatever platform you have, let that be something, a goal for you to get together and learn so you can take care of it. Thanks for watching. I'm sorry about the long video. Let's get ready.